You are listening to the Soul Curators podcast, where we get into the funk and soul of things. It's all about good conversations about music. So come join us.
And we are back. It is the Soul Curators podcast. We are back in the building. Your man, Mr. Goodbarkers, the Curate, Soup's Kitchen. We are in here. We are happy to be back. I want to shout out to everybody who has been tuning in and rocking with the pod and checking out the video and all of that. But we have an amazing guest that we have been trying to get for a very, very long time. And I'm going to ask our lady, our queen, to walk our guest to the stage on some Steve Harvey shit. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, guys? So, DJ Foundection, how are you?
I'm great.
We're so happy that you were able to join us this week.
Appreciate it.
Could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
A little bit. So, right now, I'm originally from Dallas, Texas.
Time out.
Uh-oh.
We got to spend some time on this. Okay. Foundection,
okay.
What part of Dallas are you from?
I'm from Oak Cliff, man.
Oh! Okay. South Oak Cliff or just Oak Cliff?
No, my mother went to South Oak Cliff. So my parents still stay in Oak Cliff. So
that's what's
every
up.
time I go home.
I actually grew up. I went to high school in Dallas.
You did?
So Oak Cliff is dear to me, and I graduated from high school in that area. So when you said Dallas, I had to make sure that you know what I'm saying, where you was from. So I'm with you. I'm sorry, you may continue.
Good. That's what I'm talking about, man. Originally from Dallas, Texas. Neo soul, hip hop, DJ. Migrated to Charlotte, North Carolina about 10 years ago, and I've been out here since, and it's been real lovely. I'm also a radio show host. The lovely Christina Curates is one of the hosts on the radio station that I'm a part of, WSCR Soul City Radio. So big shout outs to Dwayne for having us in the building. I've been with them. I've been with Soul City Radio for it's been about 15 years. I've been with them. Just a lover of music and a lover of vinyl. So I've been spinning vinyl for the last 5-6 years. Just without the laptop. Just been on that vibe for the last, half a decade or so.
Okay.
So a real DJ.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us, I know if you follow Foundection on Instagram, you will see his collection of vinyls that I am so jealous of, but I'm like, wow, he has a lot of vinyls. So tell us, how did you start, and how many do you have? Do you know how many you have now?
I don't, but I do have a storage facility full of records.
Wow.
My wife is like, we have to do something about this, so I have all the records in the storage facility right now. I've always been a lover of vinyl. I used to go through my father's records like every Saturday just because, and it always intrigued me. And I started getting back into vinyl one time because my laptop kind of crashed on me in the middle of a gig. But I had some records with me, and a couple of my other DJ friends were there, and they already had their crates with them. So we just kind of went back to doing vinyl. And ever since then, the bug just hit me again. And I just been back on the collection spree, just started buying vinyl and buying 45s, like almost weekly. You can catch me at the record store after I leave the barbershop. So it's like I have a routine on Saturday. 9:30, I get my hair cut. By 10:45, I'm at the barbershop. I'm at the record store. So.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Okay, so Foundection, here's my question for you.
Yes, sir.
As someone who grew up loving music, like I know you'd have, before we got into the curation of music and DJing, from your perspective, what was your musical drive at first? Like, for instance, I'll give an example. There was a time where I thought I was going to be a singer. There was also a time I thought I was going to rhyme. Which ones did you go through before you landed on DJing? Or did you?
I've always been intrigued by like radio show hosts. Like the radio wars back in the day, like Dallas, we had K104, then we had 100.3 Jams.
Yes.
So Ms. Goodbar, you know about that. So it's kind of like hearing these DJs playing out music, and it was just kind of like some of them played what they felt was dope or whatnot, right? So I kind of wanted to be on that wavelength, but I started getting older. Then, the hip hop bug hit me. I kind of wanted to rhyme a little bit, but I'm like, nah, that ain't my thing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I should just showcase who out here who's dope. You know what I mean? So I've always wanted to be like in this, just showcasing dope music with everyone. You know what I mean? What I thought was dope. And I just hope everybody would get on that bandwagon. And I just finally had that opportunity about 15 years ago. So just took that and just kind of, the play on words, curated my own way of doing stuff. You know what I mean? And it just kind of worked out to where I am now. And I love it,
That's dope.
Absolutely.
So you say you don't know how many you have. So you have enough to hold a room, you said?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I get people giving me records all the time. They might be like someone that passed away, or they were like, "Hey, you can have whatever you want." And I'll look at it and I'm just like, "Hey, are you sure you want to get rid of this? It's like a first press Prince record. We don't even have to be Purple Rain. It can be like his like one-offs. You know what I mean? Probably worth like $300-400. I have one record, man. I have like a Kind of Blue, my Miles Davis 1959 first press. Like someone gave that to me. I'm just like, wait a minute now.
Right.
Come on.
Do you have it in
They're
order?
Like, nope.
Do you have do you have an order to are you organized with your vinyls? Do you have it in a certain way, or you kind of like have it just as you buy them, you just place them, or?
No, I do have an order for them. So I have like 90s 12 inches in one cubicle, and then I have like all my anything from the 60s and 70s in one area. Everything that's really up to date, I have in another space, and I have pretty much everything just like in either in alphabetical order or, by the same artists, the affiliates and everything like that. Say, for instance, like Outkast and a Goody Mob record or something like that. All of them in one space, So if there's something like whatever in the mood that I'm ready to play, either at home or one of my gigs, if I don't have it at home, I have to go 5 minutes up the street to my storage unit and get the records out, what I want to hear. So I have everything. There's a method to my madness. I have everything in order.
Cool.
So how many records do you have that's like multiple of the same? Like what's your because that means you've worn it out. Like, so what's that record that you got 5 copies of?
Man, I want to say I have 3 copies of Purple Rain. I have 2 copies of Earth, Wind and Fire record. I can't remember which one it is. It's on the tip of my tongue. I wore those 2 records out so much. I got like the greatest hits record, so I'm like, I'll just play this and just leave them on the shelf. Let's see, I have 2 copies of Thriller. And I have at least anywhere from 2 to 3K records right now.
Man. Wow.
Yeah.
You're my idol. I want to be like you when I grow up. I got my little 25 records over the corner.
I was just about to say, you should see my little 30, 40 over here. I'm like, damn.
Y'all got me beat. I got one record, and that was given to me from Rob Riley of Crystal Liquid Project. Mm-hmm, I have no record player, so y'all got me beat. Like, bro, I don't even know how to collect records.
I'm real young with it. I went to Target and got one of the little $60 record players with the case that closed.
Man. Right. I think somebody gifted me something for Christmas one time, and I have a record player, but I'm like, I need to expand just because if I'm growing up, like,
one thing about I love about living here in Charlotte is like the vinyl culture here. It's pretty dope. You know, you have a handful of vinyl DJs. Like for instance, me and my DJ partner, we have a monthly event at this Black-owned bookstore called The Art of Easing, which is the T-shirt I have on right now. So I just want to show that off a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
It came with it.
Yeah. So, so we have a monthly event. It's at a Black-owned spot, and we spin vinyl once a month on a Sunday, like from 12 to 4. You know, and the vibe is real cool, and people come out. People come out to support the business. People come out to support us. You know, and it's a lovely thing. You know, other DJs around the city have their events too. You know, they invite us out. They come to our events too. So it's the vinyl culture out here is pretty dope. So.
Well, that's
okay.
good.
So when we in the area, we got to pull up, of course.
Yeah, for sure. Y'all come through. Come through.
Absolutely.
It's a good time. So
what is your I just recently started playing music outside. I know Soups has been doing it for a while too. What I would like to know from you, Foundection, is what is that record that when you're introduced to a new crowd, that you're dying to get on, that you know that this is the song that's gonna make you lose it in front of the crowd, and you can't wait to play it outside? Do you have a song or an album or anything that invigorates you like that? Like, I can't wait to drop this needle on this and watch how they respond.
I have a couple. of them. I'm glad you asked that question, Good Bar. The first one I always played, like, it's almost like my trump card. I will play Devil's Pie by D'Angelo.
Okay.
Said, folks be like, yo, you got this on, man, what? You know? That, and also Miss Fat Booty by Mos Def.
Hey.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's
I play those two joints right there. That's it. You know?
Yes, sir.
And how long have you been? You said 15 years. So how long have you been DJing?
I would say, where are we at now? It's 2023. About it's about 18 years. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wow.
I have friends that are DJs that I grew up with, and a friend of mine used to own this club out in Fort Worth when I lived there before I moved here. He kind of pushed me to be a better DJ. Like, I'm, using controllers, but going into his club, I was the Tuesday night DJ for poetry night at this spot for about 6 years, every Tuesday. And he was just like, bring your laptop. That's it. Bring your needles. We got everything else, right? So weekly, you would walk in. Sometimes he would have turntables there. Sometimes he would have a controller. Sometimes he would have CDJs. So it just kind of made me adapt to that until finally he just settled with turntables and a good mixer, right? So just DJing on these different types of equipment just made me better. And it made me decide, like, okay, I'm just going to stick to turntables because I just love the feel of them. My hands is too big to be using, fucking the little controllers or the CDJs. So I'm just going to stick with the turntables and just keep it old school, keep it 100 with everybody, So that just kind of pushed me to be better, and that's my thing. Like, if I'm doing a gig anywhere, I'm not using a controller, and I'm not knocking anybody that uses them. I probably need to use them just, because my back and everything else ain't gonna take it no more. I'm 45. You're carrying all this equipment everywhere, man. Your back, your knees, everything else. So, I get to my senses one day. So, but that's just really how it's been. It's just, I kind of did the whole backwards thing. Like, I did start off with turntables, but then I just kind of stuck with controllers and CDJs, and then I just kind of reverted back to turntables. I haven't left ever since,
So you mentioned poetry.
Yes.
You've DJ'd in a lot of places. I'm not an actual DJ. I play music. I'm a curator. Mm-hmm. They keep trying to convince me I'm a DJ, but I'm not a DJ.
You are, man. You are.
So when you playing in that environment with the poetry, how does that feel playing in the poetry crowd? Because you mentioned how the other DJs that play vinyl and everything, that culture, like how that culture is, but like playing around with the poetry and, you know, playing with those guys, do you feel like you're able to experiment more with them, or do you, like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, can you experiment more with the poets? Because
you can.
They kind of understand you more.
Yeah, that's a good question too. Soups. I can really, because like you can, if you're doing an event somewhere, you're just like, no, I don't want to play this record. I don't want to play this track. Right. I don't think people are going to vibe to it. And then you play it with the poets. You're going to have someone come up and be like, yo, I know who that is, or yo, who is that? It's dope. I need that or whatever, right? So you have a little freedom to do that, you know, with the poetry scene. Now, when the poets are done and the event is over, then you're going back to playing trap music and everybody's getting crunk and drunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you're setting the vibe and whatnot, I have a little bit more freedom to play like a Moonchild record or somebody from the UK that they haven't heard of that I'm hip to, that I'm pretty sure everybody that's on this call is hip to as well. I can play a couple of them joints and folks be like, oh man, this is pretty dope, you know. And just reading the room and you play that, you're just like, yeah, this is dope. And then people come up to you afterwards like, yo, who was that person you played or whatever, you know. So that freedom comes doing that, you know. But like if you're just like at some of these other events, y'all know,
play that.
No, it'd be like an R&B only event, and then somebody come like, hey man, can you play some Future? I'm like, bruh, no.
Right.
I'm not.
Right.
And I think that's one thing I do appreciate and like about your shows is that you have such a variety of, I mean, you even will start out sometimes with an old school song or jazz song that I may not have ever heard of. I'm thinking like, damn, this is pretty dope. And then you'll go into your UK, which I love the fact that you go into your UK vibes. I think those are dope too. So thanks. Yeah, I could definitely see you doing the poet scene or the gigs like that. So that takes us to a question. Who are your trusted artists?
Trusted artists?
So you want to, Goodbar, you want to explain what that means?
The reason we ask about trusted artists is because I think all of us, the wonderful thing I think about all of our programs, when I listen to you, Foundation, when I listen to Seuss, when I listen to Christina, it feels like home to me. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys are playing artists that I trust. That means that when I know they're putting out music or putting out a project, I know it's going to be safe for the musical palette that I have. And even if they decide to experiment or to expand the things that they do, I trust them with it because they've been so consistent in providing the soundscape that makes me feel good. So what I'd like to ask you, you know, because you've introduced me to a number of artists, specifically in the UK, you keep me abreast of my UK stuff. So when I say that, what artists, like Christina was saying, what artists do you know that when they drop, it's like, oh, I know this is going to be for me. No matter what they come with, I know I'm going to find my place there.
Right. Okay. So, there's so many. And I can get into a UK story later too. But there is one artist out of the UK. Her name is Yasmin Lacey. She always puts out something pretty dope. Her last record that just came out, I was playing that like crazy this year. And she never disappoints me. I can hear her on BBC Radio on Saturdays. And she will either drop an EP or a remix to something, and I'm just like, man, I got to get this. So I'll immediately go to like, you know, iTunes and download it or whatnot, or go to Spotify and get that record. But she never disappoints me. And another one here, I would say Raheem Devon. Whenever he puts out something,
ooh, yeah.
Ever since that first album, man, it's just kind of like that first album was a classic to me.
Man,
you know?
Yes.
And he even puts on a good show live too. I went to a show in Dallas. It was him and Dwele, and Raheem tore it down. to the point that they were throwing panties on stage. Like that was. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, Raheem could get in his little his sexy bag, and yeah, that's a good.
Soups, it's a layup. He just threw the segue so perfectly. You just got to dunk it. He just threw the alley so clean.
And that's why I did it.
Hilarious.
Still mad at this nigga, man. On IG painting this shit.
You gotta bring Foundation up to speed on your Dwelle piece.
So look, man, Dwelle has been holding music hostage for a very long time.
Very long time.
And we waiting, you know what I mean? Like we really waiting, but I'm being patient. Being patient. Maybe like 2020 during the pandemic, he said, I'm dropping Dark Side of the Mic 2. It's coming 2021. Nigga, it's 2023, man. Like, we ain't got shit. We ain't got a single. we ain't got nothing. Like, the only thing this nigga dropped was some shit on 101 when he was rapping. It was cool. Like, he was rapping and whatever. It's cool, but nah, nigga, that ain't what you said you was gonna do. Like, drop the music. Now this nigga painting and shit, and I'm like,
yeah, he's living his life, I guess, you know.
Living his life.
Hey, give me the music.
Hey, I ain't mad at it, but I am want to see music though.
Say what?
I said, hey, I'm loving he's doing his thing, but I'm with you, Soups, man. He need to go ahead and drop something, man. Please, something.
Yeah,
I know he got a kid and everything. Man. Like I respect it, but you know, make some music with your kid or something. You know,
right?
Turn him up.
But I also want to bring up real quick. Besides Raheem DeVaughn, another group that never disappoints, and I mean never, ever, ever. And I had the pleasure of interviewing them about 10 years ago. Was the Foreign Exchange. That was a hilarious interview with Fonte and Nicolay.
Now that's our one of our faves. I think all three of our four of us.
That's our bucket list interview.
Right.
I interviewed them around the time Authenticity came out.
Oh, that's a great album.
So yeah, that and that's the same time that Charity Starts at Home came out too. So it was kind of like we were talking about Authenticity and we were talking about Charity Starts at Home. It was pretty funny. It was pretty cool too.
What do y'all think about Nicolay's new single?
The new single, it grew on me. At first, I was just like, okay, typical Nicolay. But then more I heard it. I stuck my headphones in. I'm like, all right, this is pretty dope. You know, I can, like, if you put it with a good sound system, it's a pretty dope song. But I like it.
I'm on that wave. It's still trying to grow. I'm still trying to get it to grow on me. I need to really just sit in the car with it and just let it rock, because I've been listening to it on these and it ain't really doing it justice.
Right.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I gotta listen to it.
He has like a instrumental, and then he has a dark pass, a dark mode or something. So I think I actually like that one better than the first one, but I liked it. It's definitely one I can pop my head to.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
I got
with him being in the Carolinas too. So.
Yeah.
How often do you run into some of those artists? In Carolina?
Let me tell you, being in Charlotte, it's like its own bubble. Ninth Wonder, Jamla, all them cats, they do not go past Winston-Salem. They all up north, right? The only one that you run into a lot is Big Pooh, because he lives in Charlotte. Now, are y'all familiar with Gene Brown? Like, he's like a vinyl dealer. He does a lot of like parties and like beat showcases and stuff like that. Yeah. So Gene Brown does a lot of stuff in Charlotte. Now, what was it, last month? Last month he brought out a lot of rappers out here, brought out Terminology and brought out Buckwild from Digging in the Crates, Easy Mo B, J Live, all these people, right? You'll see Ninth Wonder on one side, you'll see rapper Big Pooh on the other side. So you already know them cats still ain't talking, right? But they were in the same space.
Yeah.
But So there was another one when Jamla, like the whole Jamla squad came to Charlotte. All of them were there. Rapper Big Pooh came through. He was gone. Crisis and Ninth and all them cats, all of them were there. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, you run into them like certain special events only in Charlotte. But like if you're up in Raleigh or Durham, you'll run into them more often than not. Right. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I just want y'all to know that I am, and I encourage all of us to do the same. I am taking that whole Justice League issue to the altar. I really feel like there's got to be some. So I think our generation of music lovers deserves to see that fixed and whole. So I'm just taking it to the altar, and this past weekend only made it worse. So before we delve into this past weekend, I do have Foundection. I am going to put you to work right now. Okay, so here's the scenario. All right. The Soul Curators. This is a hypothetical scenario that may possibly come true one day. So the Soul Curators have established a festival. We have a 4-day festival, music festival, and the third day of the festival, we have turned it over to you. You get to curate the show list and the artist list and the performances for the third day. Christina gets the last day. She gets to close the show. That's just, it's just, she gets all the big ones.
Right.
So on the third day, I need to know who you are booking for your day in this festival. What artists are you booking? And it doesn't have to be in order. Just, I want to know who's on your mind to get on stage on your day.
Oh, man.
Good question.
First off, I'm a copy with the Roots picnic. I'm gonna have the R&B GOAT right now. My R&B GOAT Usher. I'm gonna have him there.
That's mine too, bro.
I'm gonna have him there. I'm gonna have Badu in the building. I'm gonna have Jasmine Sullivan in the building. What's that boy name? Rose Simone. What's that boy name? I can't think his name. Lucky Day.
Lucky Day.
Because my wife is a Lucky Day fan, so I put him in. You know. And I now have Jilly from Philly on there too.
Oh, okay.
Right.
That sounds good.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
This festival gonna be lit.
It's an expensive list, but that's a good ass list.
That's expensive, but we'll make it work.
Yeah, it's very expensive, man.
Absolutely.
That's a good ass list.
So since we're talking about that, were you able to catch, I know I was kind of disappointed that they didn't have it on streaming this year, which I get it, they didn't stream any of the performances, but we did, if you were able to catch, Questlove did go live when Lauryn Hill was performing. And I thought it was really good. I mean, she was holding it on. I mean, at first I thought that, she couldn't do her own actual songs before. And I'm not sure if that changed or not, but the songs did sound more familiar than they have in the past. And then the surprise that he kept talking about on live was, of course, the Fugees came out and Wyclef and Pras came out. So were you able to catch that while it was going on, or have you gone to his page to look at that performance?
I didn't catch it live. Oh, go ahead, Susan.
No, go ahead. I was just saying I saw some clips. That was it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm an old man. I go to bed early. I woke up. I was like, oh, the Fugees. You look on Twitter, you see what's trending. They be like, oh, I missed it all last night.
I did the same. I did the same exact thing.
Yeah, I'm on my summer break time, so I'm staying late.
I've been pitching a fit all weekend because you guys know I'm the festival dude. Like, I'll do it, and I was at the Roots Picnics last year, so not being able to make it this year had me very upset. So knowing that I missed the Fugees, who I've never seen live before, I take that back. I did see them live at Smoking Grooves in '96, but I wanted to see them now, where I could really appreciate them, and I'm very upset that I didn't. But I'm very excited to see that they reunited. So. I've been in my feelings about it.
It's a short reunion because one of them niggas going to jail.
Well, that's what
right, exactly.
you know how he tagged the live as the last Fuji's performance.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
They put that nigga on the big screen.
And you could, if you go, y'all go back and watch it, because I want you to see like the energy that Wyclef gave, and of course Lauren gave it. She had more energy when the guys came out, because she was, you know, in the moment of, these are my guys and we are performing. And Pras was kind
of, it looked like he was scared to go on stage.
He probably wasn't familiar. He probably was. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll bring my point.
No, I'm just saying, he probably was unsure about how he'd be received. That's all I had to say about that.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Scared.
It's kind of like, you know how fickle some people are. It's like, oh, bro, you a rat, you a snake, and all that, whatever.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's true.
But we're very forgiving people.
Yeah. Well,
right.
To our demise. Yes, we are.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you guys know this yet, but Donnie Simpson has brought back his video Soul, and I found out about it today because I did the BET Plus for the 7-day trial. I wanted to see him, and he has like 5 episodes. I'm like, why would they put it on BET Soul? BET Plus. I'm sorry. Yeah. So I say that to say he had Pras on like the 3rd episode, because it's like 6 episodes out already. And the energy he gave, and I'm not sure when this was recorded or whatever, but the energy he gave was like, everybody else got hugs, daps, good to see you, we're glad you're back. But the energy he gave was like, okay, hurry up, because I don't know how I'm going to be able to sit here. It was really weird. So I'm not sure if you guys have that subscription or not, but they
I'm going to check it out. Have it.
Donnie Simpson. And I love to see it, but I wish they would bring it on the actual, BET. Maybe they're doing a trial run on there right now.
Yeah.
But it's good to see that type of interaction. We love Donnie Simpson. He still look the same. Still got pretty eyes, but
is Sherry Carter going to be on there?
Come on, talk about it.
No.
Never. I don't want to watch it then.
Wait. I haven't seen her.
I want to
talk about it.
The episode. Maybe not. But no, it's really cool to see. And he has some, younger artists. He has his first episode, he had Teddy Riley. He's also had Raheem Devon. He's got a lot of different people. I thought it was pretty cool. So I'm hoping it'll last and that we'll have it on BET. But I said all that to say Pras was on there, and he was kind of had a little bit of a taken back kind of attitude. But maybe might be his personality too. I don't know.
I've seen a few interviews when he's kind of been like that. He's
okay.
Like, I don't know. Character. There's just something about him, man. That's why, something about him being in the Fugees. He's the weakest link, and like every rhyme I've heard it's kind of been,
Yeah, he the Tony Yayo of the Fugees.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. He's just go back and listen to the score again. That's what I just implore everybody to go back and listen to it again and see how much Lauren carried that group.
Yeah.
Right.
And
definitely carried that group.
And you could tell it when they were performing the songs. It was like, okay, at what point is he going to actually come out and say rap or anything? It was like, okay, well, I guess it was all Lauren and Wyclef. But it was really good to see.
Yeah, it's good to see that, though. Like, all jokes aside, it is good to see them together. And that reminds me, segueing into another group that's really similar to them, still out there performing, but no new music, though. It's like Digable Planets. They're on their 30-year anniversary tour right now for their first album. Mm-hmm. So,
yep.
It's kind of like in the same vein.
Are they coming to your city? They coming to Charlotte?
They are not. They are hitting Asheville, which is like 2 hours away.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see they were coming.
It's weird because they're not coming to Houston. They're going to Austin, which is 2 hours away. So
yeah,
I'm thinking about making the drive.
Yeah, they never come to Charlotte.
I thought I read where they said they may have some new music coming out. Maybe. Did I read that, or was I not? Is that not true?
I saw that they was talking about the 30-year anniversary, and then I saw that new music could come out.
Oh, okay.
But I guess they're trying to get producers involved and stuff like that. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We know Knife will probably try to be in the mix because you know how much he loves them.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
So to segue into new music, Foundection, I know you probably have to listen to a plethora of new music and to mix in not only with the music that you play currently, you know, that may be, you know, you may dig in the crates and get some older stuff, or you may get some UK stuff or what have you. And we wanted to talk about a couple of the albums that have been on our radar. I think that a couple more have come out, but we're going to talk about a couple. I wanted to include you on that as well because we trust your ear.
Yes,
one of the albums that we wanted to talk about was Rory's new album. I thought it would be different. I don't know if you had a chance to sit through that or even hear one or two of the songs on it.
No, you know what? It just came on my radar on Saturday, and I haven't had a chance to sit down and listen to it yet. I didn't even know it was he was dropping something. I was like, oh snap! You know, like we're having. You know, I got to get better about getting on top of that. Like last couple of weeks, I've been kind of slipping, but you know, I'm back on the saddle now.
Right.
But I haven't heard that
Understood.
yet.
So
I think I'm sorry, go ahead, Christina.
No, you go ahead. You got the mic.
No, I was just I think I hear things that I think that I know for the ear that you from what we gather from your ear, what you play. I can already hear a couple of things I think you're gonna throw on.
I'm about to download it now and check it out on my phone. I've been really hard on that new Kate Renata record too.
Oh yes. Yes. So I've been.
That's what I was about to bring up.
Yeah, that's a dope one.
Yeah, I've been on that one. I'm like, this is summertime jam right here. So,
what's your favorite song on there?
Let's talk about it.
Okay,
it's the second jam.
Mine's Rebuke and then that.
Okay,
which one?
Rebuke.
Okay. Yeah,
I could definitely hear those being played in like a club or lounge setting where you want to kind of get the crowd, you know, bobbing their head a little bit. Definitely can hear that. Going back to Roy's album, the first when he dropped, I forgot which song was the first song he dropped. I think it may have been
I want to be with you.
I want
You'll never know.
You, but you'll never know. I can't sing. I'm sorry, but that's my
Now I like that one because I like drum. It's something about him. His voice is not the greatest voice, but I just like the way he has a little bit of I don't know. It's just something different about his voice. And I also thought that the song, you have to listen to the song with Kirby and C.S. Armstrong. Kirby has how her voice is just kind of different. And CJ Armstrong has a raspy voice or whatever. So their song is pretty good. I think it was overall a pretty dope album. I like it.
And I like C.S. Armstrong too.
Come on, Soups.
Yeah. Come on with it, Soups.
I liked it, but I ain't revisited it. Like I heard it the first day it dropped. I think I listened to it twice, and I ain't been back to it since. It's not like it wasn't anything on there that stuck with me that I just gotta go back and listen to, that I added to the playlist. Like the joints that I already have in the playlist is the Alex Isley joint that's already in there, and then the Ari Lennox. That's pretty much all I can add to my playlist that I know I can play when I'm out in the lounge or something like that. It just didn't hit. I'm sorry, it didn't hit me.
What did you think about Other Side? What did you think about the song Other Side with Fonte and Be My Fiasco?
I like the lyrics, but I think the beat was just outdated.
It did give me
They could have went for the old school. They could have went for that, but it should have been updated.
Okay. That's what's up. That's actually one I stuck with. It makes me feel old that you said that. But you know what it did, though? That song kind of gave me an old school, and this is not a comparison, but it made me feel like I was listening to a Shalimar record or something. You know, maybe that's just me. It did. You know, a Shalimar record that the Foreign Exchange was trying to pull the energy out of. It's weird. It's a weird description I'm giving, but it hit me in that way. You know, it didn't hit me as a modern song. It hit me as something that had the spirit of an old Shalimar record to me. It's weird.
I was happy to see Hablet Brown was on one of the songs, and I really like those. I think it's like 3 white guys. I really like their sound. So give it a try. See what you think, and let us know. And that's for those that are listening as well. What did you think about Rory's album, and what song stuck with you? So what else we got? Summer Walker's EP. Can you hear?
Yeah, kind of.
No. Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we could. I don't know if you were saying something on Goodbar. I think Goodbar's going. So Summer Walker's EP. I know that she had Jay Versace as he produced a few of the songs.
He did 2.
He did 2?
Yeah.
Did you listen to
he did 2.
Soups, did you
Let me
listen?
see if I can pull them up. I'm not a big Summer Walker fan, but I like the one that she did with Cole and the one with what's his name? Atlanta dude.
Childish Gambino.
Yeah, Childish. Those I like those 2.
I mean, mic check. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. In regards to the Summer Walker album, the song that stuck with me the most, the rest of it was cool, but Finding Peace spoke to me in a different way. That's one of them songs I love.
Okay.
To me, the song that stuck out on that EP was Mind Your Mouth. You know, it was just something about that. You know.
Yeah.
And you know, she was kind of channeling Badu, and that was the consensus everywhere. So it kind of piqued my interest when I heard that, so I had to check it out, and I agree. You know,
I definitely agree with that. So, and then she, even after we had that conversation last week about her performance and how people were kind of giving her a hard time, Tiana Taylor worked with her in her performance here in Atlanta. I didn't go see it, but I saw some clips, and she was doing more than she was putting on a pretty decent show. She was moving and, you know, kind of dancing a little bit, had a little routine. So I think that's good that she has somebody that she's working with. Tiana Taylor, I think.
I was just going to ask, did Tiana Taylor get her to take a shower?
Damn it, I ran out of water.
Okay. Next. You know what? We got to put you in timeout. We'll put you in timeout for like a couple of seconds.
Hey.
Did you have it?
She put it out there. I mean.
So, she put it out there.
Okay. So. She did put it out there, and I wish she would not have, but she did an interview with Carisha Please, or, you know, Carisha, and she's just, y'all probably would not ever watch that, but I just was bored one day. I shouldn't say that, but I watched the interview, and, you know, I can see where she's just a little, she says she's different, you know, and everybody may not get her when she starts talking. So she's just artsy, I guess.
There's a difference. India.Arie was different. Right? You know what I'm saying? She was different. Summer Walker just weird. That's the difference.
I mean, she's unique in her own way. We're not going to say that she's weird. We're just going to say
we
she's
love
unique.
You, Summer. Summer, we love you. We love you, and we support you.
Who is this we?
Okay, you and I, okay, because this Soups is just on his little devilish island right now, per usual.
This is we. Look, Foundation, you part of this now.
Right. When this get played back, no, but okay, let's move on from Summer.
Oh, let me put my disclosure. The views of Summer Walker are solely on Soup's Kitchen.
On Soup's Kitchen.
Soups, I had to ask you this, Soups. How many people have blocked you on Twitter? Like, how many artists have blocked you on Twitter?
I haven't had an artist block me on Twitter yet, but Baker Mayfield definitely blocked me.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I haven't had any artists block me yet.
Okay, Baker Mayfield, that is another conversation for you and that stalkerish you was doing.
All day, every day, man. All day, every day.
Every Sunday. Every Sunday. I had to let him know he was trash.
Sundays. It wasn't even a Sunday. It was a giving day. I'm like, come on, man.
I had to
I'm so glad he's not on the team no more.
But he's still trash, though.
Oh, man, he stunk it up down here in the Carolinas, man, with the Panthers. I'm not even a Panthers fan, but he stunk it up.
Yeah,
see?
He did.
Now you see what I was now you see what I was going through.
Yeah.
But you was taking it to another level. Okay, so what about Full Crate? Full Crate brought out a new album. I forgot when it was released. It was June 2nd. Some of the songs we had already heard before, but have y'all listened to that yet?
It's on my to-do list. It really is.
Okay.
So he brought out a new one, huh?
Yeah, it's called A Kid from
Yarvine.
Yarvine. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Some of the folks that are on there, like Aaliyah, BJ, the Chicago Kid. Who else does he have on there? Some other new names. I thought it was.
That's another nigga need to drop some music, BJ.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, so we asking him to drop albums, or we just asking him to do more features? Because his albums don't hit the same as he do on features.
I like his features.
Maybe it's just me. But BJ Chicago Kid's albums don't hit.
So what's the album where it's just the face, the gray album where there's just a face? I can't think of the name of the album. I actually like a few of those. I like those songs on that.
I would like to see him just get with. I need like maybe 5. Give me a short EP, kind of focused, something focused, because his voice is a lot. He has a very strong, powerful voice. So I can't I can't see him holding our attention for 10 songs because he has a very rich voice. He doesn't need much to get his point across. So I need him to give me like 5 joints on an EP, very well produced and well written, and let's go. Let's just do it.
The album was called In My Mind. Came out in 2016. Okay. Yeah, I like that one better than the first one that he did. Yeah, who else? Let's see. Anybody else that you guys are listening to?
We mentioned K Tronada and Anime. We did that one, right?
Yep.
K-Trauma. What does it say? K-Tronamine? How do you say?
K-Tramine.
K-Tramine. Yes.
Yeah.
Foundation. What album has you in a chokehold right now?
Man, I'm trying to think right now. I've been on a lot of like a big old school kick right now. It's not even really like a lot of albums. It's really just been singles. You know, I've been on this Alphamist, this producer out of the UK. I've been on him kind of heavy.
Him and Elaviv makes it beautiful.
Yes,
absolutely.
On his new joint, been checking out the new Arlo Parks with some other artists out of the UK. Still trying to like that record. I like the first one better than this one.
What is the name again?
Arlo Parks.
Yeah, Auto Parts.
No, Arlo. Let me put it in the chat. AR.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I have to see the name. I may or not have heard the person before.
Yeah.
So we have to one day have a conversation about the UK and their artists that we love, and then how
we need to go over that.
Yeah. That's another one. Yes, definitely.
Foundation.
Yeah, we do.
You hip to Children of Zeus?
Yeah, Children of Zeus love them. Their radio show is dope too.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's very dope.
I would love to actually, like, with you guys, go over there and just dig into their music scene and chill with their artists, and because they have a different type of chokehold on me. Like, I'm an Ego LMA fan. I'm an Emily fan. Yes. I love Etta Bond. Like,
yes,
they just do. Yeah.
Yes.
So you said like you want to go over there, or you want to bring them over here?
I would prefer to bring them over here, but I wouldn't mind going over there too and just experiencing them with their crowds. You know what I'm saying?
It's different in Europe. I didn't see anybody in Europe. Me and my wife were in Paris and Amsterdam, but we went to a De La Soul show in Paris, and Redman was the host, and there were 6,000 people there to see them perform. You can't get 6,000 people here in the U.S. to see them perform, right?
Right.
I hit the different record stores.
On a festival.
Right. It was just them. It was just De La with the live band and Redman was the host. You know.
Wow.
Which is pretty dope. So, like, the music scene over there is pretty incredible, man. Just going over to the record stores over there, I grabbed a whole bunch of soul music from the UK. I just grab as much as I can. I'm like, I don't know when the next time I'm coming over here, so I'm just going to grab as much as I can and put it in my bag and bring it back to the US, you know. But with me doing my show, I don't know how these artists find my email address, but they find me on Instagram. They find my radio show page on Instagram, and they send me their music. I get a lot of music from the UK, more than I get here in the States, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
And speaking of your show, if you would just tell our listeners about your show, how they can find you, where they can listen to you at, everything about you and your show.
Okay, so the name of my show is called Soulful Expressions. You can hear it every Friday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Soul City Radio. So if you go to the website, soulcityradio.com, we have a little player icon there. You can hear the show. And we're also on TuneIn. And we're also on, Apple Radio. You just type in Soul City Radio and you can hear the show. I have a very eclectic taste in music. Just like Christina says, like you might hear, like I might play a Ray Charles joint at the beginning, and you might hear a Funkadelic, and then I might go into, some other shit from the UK or from, anywhere. Like if it's dope music, I'm gonna play it. So it's just 2 hours of dope music. Sometimes I have guest DJs that play a mix the first hour of the show, or most of the time it's just myself. I'm looking to, expand on that. So if you want to do a mix for my show, feel free. Just reach out to me. Soups. If you have like a list that you want me to play on the show, like, hey, just curated by Soups Kitchen. We can just do it. We can just just cross genres and shows and all that stuff, man. Just make it happen. I just love showcasing dope artists. I know you all do too. Like we all have the same DNA when it comes to just loving this music stuff, man. And I appreciate all of y'all for what y'all are doing too, and I'm loving this too.
I'm so glad you said that, because we are really holding ourselves accountable to working on each other's shows. So I do plan on having each one of you give me at least an hour or something on the Remedy. And we would love to do anything with you and work with you on your show and help elevate and work with you. And like I said earlier, speaking for myself, it feels like home when I listen to your show. I don't feel like I'm being stopped into something else. You know what I'm saying? So salute you for that. I appreciate it.
Like I'm not even gonna lie, hearing all three of y'all playlist shows and everything makes me step it up every single time. I was like, man, y'all playing it? I said I gotta step it up, straight up. Man. I'm like, I gotta dig a little deeper. Mine's so dope.
Definitely, that's definitely how I feel.
UK bag. When you get in your UK bag, that make me like, okay. I thought I was doing something when I found Emma Viva. I was like, oh man, I'm on something. And then here you go pulling out all types of people. I'm like, oh, I gotta step this up, man.
Man,
I love the feeling of discovering new music. Sometimes I'm like, damn, why I didn't discover it first? But I still like say, oh, okay, this is pretty dope. And I usually add it to my little, let me listen to.
Right.
So I get that from all of you guys. All of you guys. Yeah. So let's talk about what we have on since we are close, or we're coming to the end of our episode. Soup's Kitchen, what you got?
Let me go grab my, hold on.
Oh, he gotta go grab his. Okay. Soup's Kitchen, what you got? What you got on?
I have my Thank God for Hip Hop hoodie.
Okay.
From Soul Bounce. I didn't wear my merch today, but I wore Soul Bounce merch today. Shout out to Soul Bounce. They have some incredible merchandise, shirts, hoodies, all types of stuff. But yeah, I saw Fonte wearing it. He had a gray one on. I was like, man, I need this.
Foundation, what about you?
Okay, so I have on this custom the Art of Easing t-shirt. So there is a black-owned t-shirt printing company that's based here in Charlotte. This guy, he's from the Congo, but he's been here for a very long time. And he opened his doors to us when we have our event, the Art of Easing at first. The place is big that you can hold events there, but we had this idea of us printing t-shirts with our logo on it, with their company's logo on it. So it's kind of like this gorilla right here.
Okay.
With our
That is hard.
Thank you. With our
That's dope. Yeah, that's dope.
He came back with his.
Hard.
So
I had to go get dressed. I had to go get dressed.
So big.
So music is undefeated. It's Soul Bounce, obviously.
Amen.
And of course, it is Black Music Month. I wanted to definitely wear something of that nature.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to, this is the hoodie I owe y'all.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to definitely make sure I get these out. Listen, in full disclosure, and you know we all family, so it's transparency here. I started a new gig, so I've been working real crazy, so I haven't been able to get my merch together yet, but I do have merch for all of you guys. I already got it in my head. I just need to get it pressed, but I promise it's coming. I've been owing all y'all, so yeah, I got it. So if y'all like this one, I'll make these for you. Nobody has this color but me, so I can make this exclusive for you guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we're still working on ours. We're working on the Soul Curators merch, so that's going to be coming soon. Not yet, but we're trying to,
I'm definitely doing some more print it out too.
Okay.
Just like this is our joint that sometimes we wear when we do our gigs and whatnot. But big shout out to McFly Fresh, who came up with this idea for us. So
that's really dope.
Yeah,
that's hard for real.
And shout out to Miss Smith, because she has a wonderful ear for music as well.
She does. She does.
Yes. She has a good ear, so tell her I say hello.
I will. Yeah, wife, she has a very, very great ear for music. We'll be, downstairs on the couch talking or something. She'll be like, hey, have you heard this? Or she might just send it to me while I'm at work, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty dope,
Dope. That's dope.
Like for our anniversary one year, we came up, like she was on my show with me for our anniversary. So we just had an anniversary show where I was like, all right, babe, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are your favorite songs? What are you listening to right now? You ain't got to tell me. Just like put a list together, put it on the show, and then we just talked about us and marriage and stuff like that. And
it was
just
a
made
good
it fun.
show. Yeah.
What is your real quick? What is your soul song for you two?
Man, what is that? Gwen Bunn, The Epitome of a Love Song. The reason why that came about, right? We were doing a long distance thing, and we were actually hanging out in Atlanta. And she drove to Atlanta from Charlotte. I had a gig in Atlanta. She came out, and she was just jamming like Gwen Bunn and Alex Isley and all this. She had it like on the CD. You know what I'm saying? This is why we were dating. So before we got out the car, I went ahead and swiped that CD. I was like, yeah, I'm going ahead and this? You know what I'm saying? But then I just played it. I played that song a lot because it just reminded me of her. And that was us. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
that's an amazing song. Amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
cool.
I agree.
Foundation, I can't tell you, and I speak for all of us, how great it is to have you on the pod. We've been talking about you since we started. Like, before we even got this thing started, you were one of the first people we wanted to have on, and it's so great to have this first of many conversations with you, because I hope you're going to come back
appreciate
and kick it with us. And,
appreciate it. I'm here.
We want to thank you for your contribution to this. We realize that we have found our tribe, and we definitely consider you to be a huge part of that. And we thank you for what you do to elevate and push this music and this soul and this sound, across the country. You know what I'm saying? Being able that we're all in different parts of the country, and it feels like we're affecting our community in a positive way with this music that people are probably sometimes overlooking. So you inspire us. You inspire us, you encourage us with just being who you are. And I just want to thank you on behalf of the Soul Curators for being part of this today. And we look forward to getting together with you again soon, for real.
I really appreciate the kind words, man. I thank y'all. Y'all inspire me too. Like I said, y'all push me to step my game up. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep this train rolling,
Yeah. Well, this was a good one, guys. I enjoyed it. Thank you, Mr.
Likewise.
Government name, Foundation. Thank you for being on.
That's all right. I ain't on the run from anybody. It's all good. No.
Some people don't know me. I'm like, don't you call me by my first name, because I don't want no. Wait, I'm kidding. It was such a dope conversation. Definitely a dope conversation. We will do this again with you soon.
Okay. Sounds good.
All righty.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Alp, shout out to you, Mr. Alp. Shout out to the MPN Network. Christina Curates, please let them know how they can get in contact with you, stay connected with you and the Christina Curates Show.
So, yes, Christina Curates Show is on 3 stations: MPN Radio on Fridays, Soul City Radio, WSCR on Saturdays, and The Sound of Duval on Sundays. And I'm also on all of those streaming platforms besides Spotify, that you can definitely catch it during the week. And you can also catch me on Instagram and Facebook, Christina Curates.
All right, Soups, where are we going to pull up to hear you spin at? What's going on?
If you're in Cleveland on Tuesdays, I am DJing, quote, I'm DJing at the B-side for Lyrical Rhythms' Open Poetry Night. I am also, you can also catch Soup's Kitchen on SoundCloud, and the link, my social media, there's a link tree and my IG, and you'll see my merch. You'll see the playlist on Tidal, and you'll also see the playlist on SoundCloud. Soup's Kitchen, SOOPS Kitchen.
You are now listening to. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Goodbar.
Every Saturday, 6 to 8 p.m. on KPFT Houston, 90.1 FM, you can get The Remedy. You can get all these good grooves every Saturday, 2 hours of vibes, you know what I'm saying? I'm also on all the social medias, is The Remedy Radio. I love hearing from you, so please hit me up. Of course, I'm streaming on Mixcloud and SoundCloud right now. Me and Spreaker are having some issues, but we're going to get our thing together. So if you want to stream the shows there, Mixcloud and SoundCloud are where you go for right now. And shout out to everybody who's tuned in and checked in. All right. So, and again, I can't salute MPN Network and Mr. Alpete enough for giving us a home for the Soul Curators.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Thank you. All right, you
Happy
guys.
Black
We'll
Music
see you
History Month.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Right on.
Right on. All right, guys.
y'all.
See you. Okay.
Thank you, Foundation.
Thank you.